Married filing separately sounds simple. You're married, but you file your own return. The catch is the tax law treats MFS as the penalty status in a lot of places. On the EA exam, they love asking which deductions and credits get reduced or wiped out, and whether filing separately is worth it for liability or refund protection. Start with the hidden traps. MFS brackets are generally worse than MFJ at the same income. Your capital loss deduction is cut in half, only $1,500. And the standard deduction is half of MFJ, but there's a nasty twist. If one spouse itemizes, the other spouse can't take the standard deduction at all. That's a classic exam trap. Credits and special deductions are also where MFS gets ugly. Many credits are limited or disallowed, and student loan interest is a hard no on an MFS return. That one is easy to test because it's absolute. If you see MFS and student loan interest, your default answer is 0. So why would anyone choose MFS? 2 big reasons. First, liability and refund protection. If your spouse has past due child support, delinquent state taxes, or other debts, a joint refund can get grabbed. Second, AGI-driven deductions. Sometimes filing separately lowers one spouse's AGI enough to unlock bigger medical expense or casualty loss deductions. Now the switching rules, because timing is everything. Going from a joint return to separate returns is usually not allowed after the due date of the return. So if they filed MFJ and later regret it, they generally must switch to MFS by the original filing deadline. On the EA exam, watch for couples who already filed jointly and want out later. There's a special exception when a spouse dies. If the surviving spouse filed a joint return, the personal representative for the deceased spouse can change the decedent's return from MFJ to MFS for up to 1 year after the filing deadline. That's a narrow rule, but it's very testable because it's one of the only ways to undo MFJ after the due date. Going the other direction is much easier. If spouses filed separately, they can usually change to a joint return by filing Form 1040X within 3 years of the due date of the separate returns, not counting extensions. That not including extensions detail is another exam favorite. Think, 3 years from the original due date. Marcus's wife moved out on November 1st, 2023 and hasn't returned. Marcus pays all the cost of keeping up the home for himself and his 6-year-old dependent child. His wife won't communicate, and he can't get her signature or income information. They're not divorced. What filing status should Marcus use? Married filing jointly with a disclosure? Married filing separately? Head of household or single? Think about it. The correct answer is married filing separately. He's still legally married, so he can't file single. And he can't file a joint return without his spouse's consent and signature. Head of household is tempting because he's supporting a child, but without meeting the considered unmarried rules, the safe exam answer here is MFS. Nadia and Ethan are married and filed jointly. Their joint AGI is $88,000 for 2023. Nadia paid $2,650 of student loan interest, and Ethan paid $4,900 on his loan. What is the maximum student loan interest deduction they can claim on their joint return? $5,000, $2,000, $2,500, or $7,550? Think about it. The answer is $2,500. The student loan interest deduction is capped at $2,500 per return per year, not per person. So even though both spouses paid interest, a joint return can't exceed $2,500 total. The tempting wrong choice is $5,000 because it sounds like $2,500 each, but that's not how the rule works.